You sit down to meditate and your body starts moving on its own. Your head might sway side to side. Your hands might start moving. Your spine might be twisting. Your first instinct might be to stop or to think what's wrong. I want to tell you what this actually is, but also what to do with it, which is almost nothing. So when the body starts to move in meditation, that means that Kundalini, the beautiful cleansing shakti energy, is active in your system. And it's trying to remove the blockages and bump against them, the energetic blockages that are being manifested in the body, that are being shown or expressed by the body. It's actually energetic, emotional, mind-based, non-physical, in that sense, blockages that are then manifested or shown or expressed in the body. And through this Kundalini energy, it is waking up to being this purity, to being full self, the big self, expressing itself through the body. And that's actually super beautiful, and it's a super beautiful process. And it can be intense in two ways. One is when you try to fight it. And two, when it just gets too intense, you're too ungrounded, for example. So if you're going through this Kundalini awakening and you feel that you want some one-on-one support from somebody that has been there, I offer free calls where I help you with coming up with a plan, what would work best for you, and see if I can help with that on the spot or if you need further help. So book a free call if you need some extra guidance. So what to do when this actually happens to you in meditation is that you allow it. That's the biggest thing, is that you allow those movements to happen, because it is this Kundalini awakening naturally expressing as you. So it's not something that you need to work with or fight against, or that's a problem. It's not a problem. It just changes your approach. And for some people, before awakening, any type of awakening, spiritual awakening, Kundalini awakening, meditation can be something that they do. It's a sort of practice that they force in. Something that feels good, maybe, but it's something that the mind has often taken over and thinks, I should do that in meditation because this teacher says this guided meditation says that, etc. But when we wake up to our nature of being this pure consciousness, which is not the contrast to that which is not already in the light, you could say, or is not already in the right perception, that wants to cleanse itself out, that wants to let go. And how to deal with that is by allowing it. So when the body moves in meditation, the best thing is to let it move. And that could be strange because those movements can go different places, can be intuitive. Sometimes they can be a little bit painful or strange, or stretching the body or things like that. But this is often what happens when we relax the body. The body then naturally goes into this cleansing process, which is actually something that's super beautiful. So you don't have to worry that when you're not relaxed, for example, let's say at work, or I hope you're relaxed at work, but most people aren't, or when it matters that you go into these strange movements or that the body moves on its own like that. No, it usually happens when you let something go, when you're actually in this relaxed state of mind. It's a beautiful process to allow and to make space for. So your meditation goals should go a little bit towards allowing this process, instead of you having this agenda to do something or do a specific type of meditation. Now is the time to let this process work most of all. So you don't want to do anything or work with this energy. That's a misunderstanding, because that often scares it off, you could say. This is a nervous system awakening. And the key with awakening is that it does itself. You allow it, and you can investigate. You can definitely look at different things that might be in the way. So every time you try to technique yourself out of this energy, it's actually when it gets usually more tense. So you don't want to resist the Kundalini energy, which is naturally bumping against the resistance. You want to sort of allow this. And for some people, it can go really fast. For others, it goes a little bit slower or more over time. Both have their advantages and disadvantages, but this is something to beautifully allow. So when energy bumps against this certain location, let's say it's in the belly, usually it's somewhere here in the line of where all the big chakras are. But when it bumps into something and you feel that it's not really comfortable or something that wants attention, we can focus our attention on that directly, which is totally great. But sometimes it can feel a little bit too tense. So either we can relax attention or we can just focus on the whole body or the whole field instead of this one spot. Because sometimes when we concentrate our attention, we automatically get a little bit too tense. So when Kriyas, which is this natural movements due to Kundalini energy happen, and those are involuntary, right? They're just moving on its own. Then the thing is that we can allow them to play out, either relaxing our attention, putting some attention on the place that wants to be seen maybe. But sometimes when that gets a little bit too tense, and you should definitely watch the tension, that it doesn't get too tense, you can relax to the whole field. And when I'm talking about what gets too tense, that's not maybe the attention in the body, but it's sort of your attention. So the rest of the body, you want to keep the rest of the body relaxed. So you want to emphasize in meditation more on this relaxation aspect and allowing the Kundalini energy. When the energy gets really too intense, and you feel ungrounded, you feel like you're floaty in the air, you feel you're not really present here, right? Then the most important thing to look at is grounding. And how to do that, I've written this beautiful guide about stabilizing awakening, which is below and it's free for you to download. You click on the link, you go through a short menu. It's kind of like you're paying for something, but it actually is €0. So you just go and fill in some details. And then you get the guide. And in the guide, I go through some of the traps of awakening, but I also very much go through some techniques to let go of the specific tension and, first of all, to stabilize and ground yourself through different techniques like putting your feet on the bare earth, on the ground, which is super helpful for the nervous system to be able to regulate Kundalini energy. So when to be careful when you get a lot of pain because of this, and when you notice that this goes on, then it's something to really investigate with either a doctor or a specific practitioner that works with Kundalini in a medical setting. And there are people that do that. So try to just be here, allow the resistance and allow everything that happens in the body, and allow this process to naturally cleanse yourself out when that happens in meditation. Much love to you.